Hey, so if you've ever been hurt by the church or hurt by Christianity or any organized religion, I want to show you something really cool. This video is for you. You should watch it. Okay, so in John 13, Jesus does something really, really cool, and I want to show it to you. Okay, I am reading John 13, starting in verse 3. Now Jesus was fully aware that the Father had placed all things under his control, for he had come from God and was about to go back to be with him. So he got up from the meal and took off his outer robe and took a towel and wrapped it around his waist. Then he poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' dirty feet and dry them with his towel. And then we're going to go to verse 12. It says, after washing their feet, he put his robe on and returned to his place at the table. Do you understand what I just did? Jesus said. You have called me your teacher and Lord, and you're right, for that's who I am. So if I'm your teacher and Lord and have just washed your dirty feet, then you should follow the example that I've set before you and wash one another's dirty feet. Now do for each other what I have just done for you. Okay, so I want to explain something here. Back in the Bible times, in this time, washing feet was reserved for the lowest of the low servant. And so Jesus gets up and he washes their feet as what a servant would do. I don't know if they were technically really dirty, like with dirt on them, but that doesn't matter. So what is cool here in verse 4, first it starts off verse 3. It says, now Jesus was fully aware that the Father had placed all things under his control. He was about to go back to the Father. He knew who he was. So he gets up and he washes the disciples' feet. I think that is so amazing because that "so" there is what is called a conjunction. And what a conjunction does is puts two ideas together, two similar ideas together. And so it doesn't seem like that though. It doesn't seem like Jesus, he is all powerful, he's Almighty God, and yet he's a lowly servant at the same time, those two ideas together. And then he goes on to say, follow my example, do what I have done for you, do that to each other. And so as Christians, it is our job to love each other, to serve anyone, no matter who they are. And I feel like as Christians, as a fellow Christian, people in leadership, people in ministerial positions, even just Christians in general, not all of them, but a lot of them have done Jesus' name a disservice. They've done other people a disservice because Jesus called us to love each other, to anyone, and we have used our position or whatever it is we want to call it for our own benefit to make people do things that we want them to do, to make them uncomfortable. We've used it to abuse people and manipulate people, and that is horrible. And so I know people that are literally going to counseling because of religious abuse and religious trauma. Like, I can't believe that we do that. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing until I joined TikTok and I saw that people were leaving by droves just because they were so hurt and abused by the church. And like, that just baffles my mind because Jesus right here says we need to love, we need to serve people. That is what Christ did for us. He came, he knew who he was. We should know who we are. And he came to love, he came to serve. And so if that is you, if you've been hurt by the church, if you've been abused, if you've just been traumatized by organized religion, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry, like from the bottom of my heart, because that is not a true representation of Christ. If you read through the Gospels, Jesus was loving, he was patient, he's kind, he's generous, he's compassionate, he's merciful. He is amazing. He's just so full of love and mercy and grace. And that's how we're supposed to be, serving one another in love. Countless times Jesus says, love one another as I have loved you. Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself for the church. That's a whole nother video. But just like, hear what I'm saying. I'm so sorry if that's you. And I really hope that you find healing and peace and restoration. And I hope that Jesus can heal your heart and you allow him to heal your heart, because it never should have been that way. And I'm so, so sorry. So anyways, I hope this video helps somebody. Yeah. Okay. Bye.